Okay, so going off of the 3-star white tassel video, I did want to talk about another 3-star weapon, one that could be good for Chiori. I should have done this during Chiori's banner, but I forgot, so that's okay. By the way, new hair color. It's red, it's burgundy. For every D-loot comment that I get, I'm going to do a compilation of throwing him off some high place and killing him. So yeah, if you want to see that, go ahead, get it out of your system, comment D-loot down below, and give me a follow while you're down there. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the Harbinger of Dawn, a 3-star sword, which is actually very, very good. If you have some of these, keep them. You can get them from the gacha system. They're very, very good. Gets up your crit damage. Now, this is at R5. When HP is above 90%, increases crit rate by 28%. So this is going to be really, really good. A very good free-to-play option for Chiori, or really any character where you're not going to have them on the field, where you're going to bring them on, use their skill or burst, and then take them right back off. So Chiori is a fantastic example of this, especially because you want the crit damage and the crit rate. This is a very, very good weapon because it's one of the only ones that gives you both crit damage and crit rate. First, what we're going to do is we're going to give Chiori back her weapon and check her stats. So if we equip her signature onto her and check her stats, she has 68.5 over 232.3 on the crit split. If we change her weapon over to a Harbinger of Dawn, currently her HP is above 90%, then we are going to get 96.5 over 182.7. And as long as her HP stays above the 90% threshold, this will be your crit split. Now, what happens if you drop below the threshold? So if we let Chiori take some damage, dropping below the 90% threshold, then we're going to open up her stats. We're going to look at her current split, and you're going to see it is 68.5 over 182.7. So it's as if the crit rate passive is no longer there. So in order to get the crit rate back up, then we can just get her back above 90% HP. So you see, you have to either run this with somebody with a shield, or you have to use it on a character that you're going to bring them on, drop their skill, take them right back off. So that way this character's off-field damage will still be getting the crit rate and the crit damage. Who can it be good for? This can be a very, very good option, very good free-to-play option for Chiori, especially running like 4-piece Golden Troop, where her skill is going to be doing a ton of damage off field, especially running her in a Geo team with constructs where you can get both of them on the field, both of her dolls on the field at C0. This can be a very, very good option for free to play or early on. Next, we're going to look at a character like Xingqiu. Now, Xingqiu, if you have enough energy recharge on him to be able to use his burst off of cooldown, then this can be a very good option because you're going to bring him on, use his burst, take him right back off, and you're going to get the increase in crit rate and crit damage on Xingqiu's off-field burst damage. Now, Sacrificial Sword probably is going to be better than Harbinger of Dawn, but it's going to depend on how much energy recharge you have on him overall. Next is going to be the Traveler, specifically Geo. I know that I have Dendro going, but Geo can be very good because of the constructs, because of the burst. It's going to do damage over time, or it's going to have multiple instances of hitting the enemy with those things on the field. So you can bring them on, drop both his skill and his burst, take them off, so that way you can get the increase in crit rate and crit damage. Next, Kaya. Same thing. You're going to bring him on the field, use his burst, take him back off. You do need to build a fair amount of energy recharge on Kaya to be able to use his burst enough. Use every rotation off of cooldown. But if you have enough energy recharge on Kaya to be able to do that, then Harbinger of Dawn can be a fantastic option for getting the crit rate and the crit damage up. Now, a more niche set is going to be like Layla, especially if you don't have Key or Dotcan's Assistant, the only 2 HP swords in the game, then this can be an option. She's going to be protected by her shield. It's not going to be difficult to keep her HP up. This is going to be if you want her to be doing more damage. Typically, a energy recharge sword might be better to have her burst more readily available, so that way you can cause reactions with it. But if you want Layla to be doing some damage, then you can definitely throw Harbinger of Dawn on there, especially in like a melt team where she's going to be stealing some of those melts, like with Arlecchino. Now, for the final 2 characters, we're going to talk about Albedo first. Now, Albedo is going to be very, very similar to Chiori, where you're going to bring him on, use his skill, use his burst, take him back off the field. So he's going to be doing off-field damage. He's going to be an off-field damage dealer or a sub DPS. This is going to be a very good option for him, so that way he can have crit rate and crit damage just like Chiori. It's going to be a phenomenal option for them if you don't have something better or you're early on in the game. Finally, we're going to have Alhaitham. Now this is actually can be one of Alhaitham's best weapons if you don't have like his signature. Now you are going to have to run Alhaitham with a shielder, somebody like Layla, Kirara, or Zhongli, because none of those are going to inhibit the elemental reactions, right? Cryo and Dendro don't have a reaction, which is great. Kirara is Dendro, Geo and Dendro don't have a reaction, so you can use any of those 3 shielders. You just need to make sure that you have a shield strong enough that he's not going to drop below that 90% HP. Something else is that this sword does limit running Farina on a team, because you're going to immediately drop below 90%, meaning that you're only going to be getting crit damage, not the crit rate. You can't really run Farina with any of the characters that have this weapon equipped. So that is kind of a downside, is that you lose the ability to run Farina, but it can be made up with other characters. So it's not a huge detriment, but it is one to keep in mind. That is going to be it for this video. If you have any questions, do be sure to leave it down in the comments. Myself or somebody else will be sure to answer it, and I'll see you in the next one.